Welcome to our deep dive into the most significant submarines of World War II. From the deadly U-boats of Germany to the innovative submarines of Japan, we'll explore the vessels that changed naval warfare forever. These stealthy predators prowled the depths, striking fear into the hearts of sailors and disrupting vital supply lines. Join me as we uncover the secrets of these underwater behemoths, exploring their design, weaponry, and the stories of the brave men who sailed them. The North Atlantic became a battleground for a new breed of hunter the German U-boat. These submarines, often operating in groups known as wolf packs, preyed on Allied shipping, aiming to cripple the flow of supplies from North America to Britain. The Germans developed sophisticated communication systems, allowing U-boats to coordinate attacks and evade Allied countermeasures. Life aboard a U-boat was harsh, cramped, and perilous. Crews endured long periods submerged, breathing stale air and facing constant danger from enemy depth charges. Yet these men relentlessly pursued their objectives, sinking thousands of tons of Allied shipping. The impact of the U-boat campaign was profound, pushing Britain to the brink of starvation. The Battle of the Atlantic was a close-fought struggle, a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of both sides. Despite eventual defeat, the U-boat campaign left an indelible mark on naval warfare. In the Pacific theater, a different kind of submarine threat emerged. The Type A Kohyoteki, a Japanese midget submarine. These diminutive vessels were designed for stealth and surprise attacks in shallow waters. Armed with two powerful Type 97 torpedoes, the Type A Kohyoteki played a daring role in the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. 5 of these midget submarines infiltrated the harbor, their mission to cripple American battleships and sow chaos. While the attack on Pearl Harbor is perhaps their most infamous exploit, Type A Kohyoteki participated in various operations throughout the Pacific War. Crewing a Type A Kohyoteki was a perilous undertaking, with 2-man crews enduring cramped conditions and limited oxygen supply. Despite their limitations and the inherent dangers, these small but deadly vessels proved their worth in the Pacific theater. They embodied the Japanese Navy's emphasis on surprise attacks and their determination to strike at the heart of the enemy's fleet. As the war progressed, the Japanese Navy unveiled a new breed of submarine, the I-201 class. These vessels were designed for speed, intended to outrun and outmaneuver their American adversaries in the vast Pacific. The I-201 class submarines were technological marvels, boasting streamlined hulls and powerful engines. They could achieve remarkable submerged speeds, surpassing anything in the Allied arsenal. The I-201 class submarines were armed with torpedoes and a deck gun, allowing them to engage both surface ships and submarines. Though plagued by production delays and the dwindling fortunes of the Japanese war effort, the I-201 class submarines represented a formidable technological achievement. They embodied the Japanese Navy's desperate struggle to maintain a technological edge in the face of overwhelming odds. Perhaps the most ambitious submarine project undertaken by the Japanese Navy was the I-400 class massive underwater aircraft carriers. These behemoths were designed to carry multiple aircraft, extending Japan's reach far beyond its conventional naval forces. The I-400 class submarines were truly colossal, dwarfing any other submarine of the time. They featured a cylindrical pressure hull with a hangar deck that could accommodate 3 Aichi M6A Seiren float planes. These float planes could be launched from a catapult on the submarine's deck. The I-400 class submarines were intended to strike at strategic targets deep within enemy territory, including the Panama Canal and the US mainland. While only 3 I-400 class submarines were completed, they remain a fascinating example of the technological innovation and strategic thinking that characterized the submarine war in the Pacific. The success of any submarine lies not only in its stealth and maneuverability, but also in the potency of its weapons. The Japanese Navy possessed a formidable weapon in its arsenal, the Type 95 torpedo, often referred to as the Long Lance. Unlike conventional torpedoes of the time, which used compressed air, the Type 95 torpedo was powered by oxygen. This innovative propulsion system produced virtually no wake, making the torpedo almost invisible in the water. Moreover, the Type 95 torpedo carried a massive warhead significantly larger than any torpedo fielded by the Allies. The Type 95 torpedo played a decisive role in numerous Japanese naval victories in the early stages of the Pacific War. Its long range and deadly accuracy proved particularly effective against capital ships, striking fear into the hearts of Allied sailors. It remains a testament to the lethal potential of submarine warfare and the constant quest for technological superiority in the crucible of war. The depths of the ocean, often shrouded in darkness and silence, became the setting for a dramatic and historic encounter between two submarines, HMS Venturer and U-864. This underwater duel, fought in near total darkness, would etch its place in naval history. HMS Venturer, a British V-class submarine, patrolled the treacherous waters off the coast of Norway. Her mission to intercept U-864, a German-type ISD-2 U-boat on a clandestine mission to Japan. On February 9, 1945, fate brought these two underwater hunters together, using only hydrophones to locate their prey. A tense game of cat and mouse ensued. HMS Venturer, commanded by Lieutenant James Launders, stalked U-864, patiently maneuvering into a firing position. In a daring attack, HMS Venturer launched a 4-torpedo spread, crippling U-864 and sending it plummeting towards the ocean floor. This historic engagement, the first and only known submerged submarine-to-submarine kill, marked a turning point in submarine warfare. U-864, a Type IXD-2 U-boat, embarked on a perilous mission codenamed Operation Caesar. Her destination, Japan, carrying vital war materials. Commanded by Ralph Reimar Wolfram, U-864 faced numerous challenges. Allied intelligence intercepted their mission details. HMS Venturer was assigned to hunt U-864. Engine problems forced U-864 to surface. The stage was set for a deadly encounter. The sinking of U-864 marked a tragic end to Operation Caesar. As the tide of war turned against Japan, a sense of desperation crept into their military strategy. Facing overwhelming odds, they turned to increasingly unconventional and desperate measures. One such measure was the deployment of Kaiten, manned suicide torpedoes. Kaiten, meaning turn towards heaven, were essentially human-guided torpedoes, piloted by young men driven by a potent mix of patriotism and a belief in self-sacrifice. Their mission to ram their explosive-laden vessels into Allied ships. These suicide torpedoes, launched from submarines or surface ships, reflected a growing sense of desperation within the Japanese military. While some argue that they were a legitimate weapon of war, others condemned their use as inhumane and futile. Despite their psychological impact, Kaiten achieved limited tactical success. They remain a chilling reminder of the human cost of war and the lengths to which nations will go when facing existential threats. In the waning days of World War II, the Japanese Navy, facing an overwhelming Allied force, turned to unconventional tactics and weaponry. Among their arsenal of innovative designs were the Kairyu-class midget submarines, intended for a desperate defense of the Japanese home islands. Kairyu, meaning sea dragon, were small, fast submarines designed for coastal defense. Armed with 2 torpedoes, they were tasked with repelling the anticipated Allied invasion. Their compact size and maneuverability made them ideal for navigating shallow waters and launching surprise attacks. The Kairyu submarines represented a departure from Japan's earlier emphasis on offensive naval operations. They were a symbol of a nation on the defensive, preparing for a final desperate stand against an encroaching enemy. Despite their innovative design and the bravery of their crews, the Kairyu submarines saw limited action. They remain a poignant symbol of Japan's determination to defend its homeland, even in the face of overwhelming odds. The Pacific theater, a vast expanse of ocean, became the hunting ground for American submarines during World War II. Among the most successful was the USS Tang, commanded by Richard O'Kane. The USS Tang's daring exploits and O'Kane's leadership earned numerous decorations. Tragically, her final patrol ended in disaster, but her legacy endures. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the underwater battlefields of World War II. We've witnessed the technological innovation, the tactical brilliance, and the human cost of this often overlooked aspect of the conflict. The submarines of World War II played a pivotal role in shaping the course of the war. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more historical deep dives. See you next time.